person in front of me can squeeze like this, I have to pay for overhead, I'm about to probably have to pay for the oxygen, but that's all, those are other complaints that the FAA doesn't have much to do about. My complaints don't really go to the system. Can it be better? Of course it can. And I really look forward to the point when we get over this obvious bump in the road and get to the rest of the building we pretty much agree on. But in the meantime, Mr. Poole, do you own an automobile?
Yes, I do.
Can I have it?
No.
Why not?
Well, because it's mine and I paid for it.
Ah, but the taxpayers are supposed to give over billions of dollars of property to a private.
Well, the general taxpayers did not pay for this. Aviation taxpayers paid for it. Or aviation excise tax.
See,
So
as a libertarian, I think anytime the government says I'm reaching in your pocket, call it whatever you want, it's a tax. And when the government reaches in my pocket as a passenger and says I have to pay this fee, this fee, this fee, call it what you want, it's a tax when the government makes me pay that. Now, I'm not opposed to that. So therefore, I did pay for it. And yet, this bill would have to be given away. I think you should give me your cut.
well, the problem with that, I mean, there's a practical problem in that if you say, put some arbitrary value, let's say, call it $10 billion, if you put that into the cost base of a system that's going to be supported by fees and charges paid by airlines, that gets incorporated into the costs of operation.
I know it's expensive, but why won't you give me
Why
your
would
cut?
why would you do that? Why would you make it
Why
arbitrary?
won't you give me your automobile? All right, I won't take your automobile. How about your suit? You don't give things away. Nobody does. And neither should the government. So that's one minor little problem. But I guess, can anybody tell me, my biggest problem with the FAA, I don't know love of the FAA. I've had problems with them, and the air traffic controls have been great help to me on my local issue. I have an airport in my district, and a very urbanized area, and like everybody here who lives near the airport, I have problems underneath the flight paths of people complaining about noise. It's not new. It's trying to find a balance, and the air traffic controls have been great educating me on what can and cannot be done reasonably to try to address those issues. And I'm trying to get the FAA to be as reasonable as other people have been in trying to attempt to get planes where they need to go, understanding there are real people who live under those flight paths and deserve some consideration. Who would I call when there's a private company and when I have those complaints, I have those issues? And why would the private company give a hoot about my constituents? They would only be interested, as private companies are and should be, about mine. Who do I call?